Good morning, YouTube. So I got another battery holder printed here. This is in PLA plastic, white color. And I've been trying to dial in my printing parameters for PLA, the 0.6 millimeter nozzle, and then the BuildTak FlexPlate. And I think I've got it going pretty good here. And let's see if we can get this out of here. So here's the flex plate with the black BuildTak on top. You can see it's stuck down perfectly well, and boom, it pops loose just perfectly. I've got a little bit of stringing there. Might need to play with the retraction settings. Not really a major problem. You can just clean that out with your finger in there. This is what I started with, and I had a problem here. You can see how the whole part shifted over. It was about a third of the way up, the whole print shifted, and I think what happened on this one, I had 100% extrusion multiplier. There were like ridges when the extruder would lay down a layer. You can hear how it's rough there. So there's like little ridges sticking up from the part, and I think I had it oriented this way. And I think what happened as the print head was going back, it must have hit some of those ridges, and then it lost probably 2 millimeters worth of travel. And problem is, on these 3D printers, they don't have a closed loop control on the stepper motors. If it skips steps going this way, then when it comes back too far. That was at 100% extrusion multiplier. And then let's see, this one was at, I think this one was at 90%, and you can see I still had a bit of a little step there. It was like one layer thickness, so I guess like 0.6 millimeters. You can see that side is stepped over. This part will probably still be usable. But then I dropped down to 80% extrusion multiplier, and that one is perfect. But yeah, there's another battery holder ready to go. So I've shaved about 40 grams off the filament that's used here. It was up around 198, and I think I have it down in the 150 range. And then I've also been playing with the print time. I think it started out about 11 hours, and I have it down to pretty close to 8 hours now, just by playing with the speeds and the layer thicknesses. I've got these two. I've got two more that I've already printed. So with 4, I can build another 4S battery. And then I've got to switch this guy back to ABS because I'm out of parts for my business. So I have to switch back to ABS and start printing some more parts for the paying customers. I got to get these guys prepped. So with these, you just snap them into 2 pieces. That's your top and your bottom battery holders. And then I go out and cut off the little support pieces, and then you clean up all the sharp edges. These parts are kind of nice because they have built-in supports. So when you print these, you don't have to print any supports because they have right here little built-in support pieces, and you just snap those out. So this is a really nicely designed part. It's fully self-supporting, has breakaway. You can see how the parts are set up to break away right there. You just pop them out, and that's just to support this inner lip there on the for the wire. So this is where your bus wire runs down that channel. But yeah, that comes out 150 grams of filament, so that means you can print about 6 of these with 1 kilogram. When I first set up my printer with the PLA, I printed a little test piece like this. It printed out fine. This problem didn't show up until you had a really big part and got the full 200 millimeter a second travel time, and then the little bit of ridge built up from over extrusion. I mean, this part feels okay. It's got a little bit of a ridging to it. You can hear there's a little bit, say, compared to like that part is pretty good. That was with the 0.4 millimeter, but with the 0.6 I have to dial in all the parameters a little bit better. Yeah, there we go. get this out. I got to get the extruder heated up. I'll pull out the PLA filament, and then I have to bring my ABS over and then flush out the PLA that's inside the extruder and get the ABS feeding out, get the build plate heated back up. And yeah, let's see, just the one last thing. So I have the little outline piece here, and that comes off really easy. You just peel that off. Like I say, I don't use a brim on this, and then you can see the little bit of the pattern change on the BuildTak there. And what I've found that actually works really well, I used to use sandpaper, but now I have one of these green Scotch-Brite pads, and what I do is just go over it like an eraser until you can't see those marks anymore, because now you can't see the where the print was. And so I just kind of erase the shiny spots, and you hardly take off any material. And then I just, let's see, that was, I think, that way. So if I go in this way, I get that back in, and then I just give it a little squirt of 70% isopropanol and wipe off the dust off of it, and we're ready to go. And what I'll do is I'll cut in a time lapse of one of these printing. Anyway, I'll cut that in at the end here so you can watch the part print. And so I'll put some other videos over here on the side. Maybe I'll show you the old video of the ABS part printing. And if you have any questions about that, post up in the comment section down below here. And as always, thanks for watching.